just don't know when to give up, do you?
What are you talking about? That emerald's mine. You got that? The Master Emerald contains special powers that neutralize the energy of the Chaos Emeralds. That makes it very powerful. What the?
What? Thief!
Look who's calling who a thief.
I came here following the signal from the Emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Master Emerald, is it not?
Dr. Eggman.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
Well, I guess I can use it for something. I'll just take it with me. Farewell, Knucklehead.
Not if I can help it.
What was that all about? And look what you did to my emerald!
I did that to prevent the Master Emerald from being stolen, you idiot. If it's in pieces, I can restore it. And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Doesn't matter. I'll look into it once I get back to the base.
I despise anyone who takes jewels from me. All the world's gems are mine to keep.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Batgirl.
Alright, Wild Canyon, Knuckles' first level. And the game immediately says, "Welcome to treasure hunting. Hope you enjoy vibes and guesswork." Lore-wise, this is Knuckles at his most Knuckles. Ancient ruins, floating platforms, mysterious wind currents that definitely violate physics. But hey, Master Emerald energy, I guess. The hints, vague, always vague. Near a lonely pillar. Cool, thanks. That narrow it down to the entire stage. But honestly, Wild Canyon works. The music's chill, the vertical design's clever, and it really sells Knuckles as this ancient guardian guy who somehow lives on Angel Island with zero income. Also, why does every ancient echidna civilization build death traps instead of stairs? Think about it. For me, this gameplay style is the worst one in the entire game. I mean, I guess other than the cart ones, but the cart ones, well, there are only 2 levels of that. So I guess they're not that much of a deal breaker. But I mean, I suppose those are technically the worst ones for me. But you know, I think that these treasure hunting stages out of the 3 main ones is the worst one. So yeah. I've been told that the graphics look terrible for this game, that I should have brought that up in my review. Well, that was only one person who said that and said so. But I mean, the graphics look good for their time, so... And also, that's not really, at least for me, the main problem, or one of the main problems with the game. I think one of the main reasons people remember the story in this game so fondly, even though it's very simple and straightforward, is because, well, the models, the 3D models of the characters are charming, and there's a sense of charm, I guess, to the cutscenes, unlike any other 3D Sonic game. I just can't explain it in words or in proper sentences, but yeah, there's something about the cutscenes, aesthetically speaking, that kind of make the story presentation-wise better or more in-depth, or seem more in-depth. Basically gives you the illusion of that story is very deeply layered, but it's actually a very straightforward story. Well, it also depends on how you define depth. I mean, it is a very deep story compared to something like Sonic Forces, which tried to appeal to everyone and be for every age, you know, E for everyone, which then downsized the story so Tails can't be traumatized, Tails can't be shown to be upset or whatever for too long or anything like that. He kind of has to act normal, even though the story indicates that he has lost it. Whatever he's lost, who knows. I don't know why, but the hints are just really bad in this level. They really don't give you a clue on what is going on, I think, at all. And it's just very vague. I know it looks like I'm being terrible on purpose and like I can't, you know, because I can't find the Master Emerald pieces that fast. but I promise you I'm really doing my best. I just think the handling of things in these levels is very sluggish. Again, I really think this is the worst gameplay style out of the main three. I had a lot of trouble with finding the third piece, so I kinda skipped over or clipped the video so you guys didn't have to see me going through the suffering of finding the third one, which took forever, since I didn't know it could move, which was what the third one winded up doing. It was moving around, which is why it was so hard to locate it. But yeah, so I really have no idea how the game expected me to know that. I mean, again, this is not like something I am fond of, like finding or however you put it.
It's closer.
As you could have seen there, it was moving.
I found him.
Yeah, that was the stage.
I have to try harder.
And now, the better treasure hunter shows up. Dry Lagoon is Rouge's intro, and immediately the tone shifts from ancient mystery to professional jewel thief on vacation. Lore-wise, Rouge is fascinating. She works for Gun, but also absolutely does not care about the rules. She's here for jewels, intel, and chaos, in that order. Gameplay-wise, Dry Lagoon is one of the fairest hunting levels, open layout, clear landmarks, and actual visual logic to where emerald pieces spawn. Also, the stage collapses halfway through, because of course it does. Why wouldn't the ruins self-destruct the moment someone steps on them? Rouge handles better than Knuckles, and the game knows it. This is the developers quietly admitting they learned some lessons. I am guessing that Rouge will get a new Lego set, since the one which was from the Guardian mech suit set, which had her and Knuckles, is now like getting removed from Lego's shelves, or is stopping production altogether. So they will probably release her in the summer set, and if the rumors are true, there will only be one more set, and that's kind of a letdown when it comes to Lego Sonic, because 5 sets per year is very, very admirable and good, because we only get like one new minifigure per year, unless you want to count Super Shadow from last year as a separate or new figure other than Metal Sonic. I could understand only releasing 3 sets per year for Lego Sonic if they did like 2 new minifigures or more. Like if they did Blaze the Cat or something, for example, as well as Silver, which they already did, then I would understand it, you know? But that's not the sacrifice they're making, because if that was a sacrifice, you know, they have to prioritize the figure looking on point and being, you know, having the budget needs or whatever. Then yeah, I would completely understand, you know, only having 3 Lego sets per year. But that's not what they are doing. I feel like they're just making a stupid decision just for the sake of making a stupid decision, basically. It took me a while to figure out that I have to actually press a button in order to make the turtle move. So yeah. I probably had way less trouble with this level than I did with Knuckles' one, which was the Wild Canyon one, since the ranking in this level is far better, at least for me when I was playing, so yeah. If we go back to talking about Lego Sonic, I think it was a missed potential to not include Orbot as a minifigure or whatever, like they did with Cubot, in the specifically the mech Lego set of Sonic with Knuckles versus I think it's called the Egg Crusher. Yeah, I used it in my Lego Sonic and Knuckles stop motion chapter 7, and I'm pretty sure my dad said Egg Crusher with Eggman's voice that he has. I think he has a pretty good Eggman voice, but maybe not everyone likes it, but then again, you can't appeal to everyone. And it's also especially difficult when it's a fan-made project, so of course all the voices aren't going to appeal to everyone. But I think at least there's a good range of voice actors who really do a good job in that series of mine. Also, I'm gonna release season 2 this year, and I'm having trouble with one of the chapters or episodes that I'm gonna do because I need to make a mock or a build out of something if I intend to follow the original idea. But if I change the idea to something else, then I can't. Then I'm gonna do something different, basically. But yeah, I mean, I like Rouge's design. I mean, even in Lego form, she looks really cool. So, what can I say? So yeah, I mean, her getting a re-release is certain, I think, in this upcoming Lego Sonic Summer set. And yeah, I think they will release Shadow 2, because the Shadow Escape set was also delisted, or not listed, I guess you could say. Or well, it is essentially being delisted out of production and out of being sold from Lego officially, I suppose. So you only can find those sorts of sets that get delisted, if you will, through Amazon or whatever, but not from Lego themselves. I think that's how it works. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it or misinterpreting it, but hopefully I got that right. Aesthetically, I think I like this level more than Knuckles' first level, and it kind of describes Rouge really well as a character, so yeah. I mean, I basically said all I can say, so I won't go over it again, or gloss on it again, but yeah. Now, you know what's a pain in the neck? You know, when you have a Uber driver or a Bolt that you need to order, but for some reason it doesn't show up because they're busy or whatever, and they're busy constantly. Yeah. Anyway, that was the level.
I guess I took a little too much time.
Still did better than the Knuckles one.
This is Rouge. I've located Eggman's base and will proceed to enter it now. I hate to say it. I guess I'm going to have to find that key first.
Egg Quarters, also known as Rouge, breaks into Eggman's base and robs him blind while he's upstairs doing evil science. Lore-wise, this is hilarious. Eggman's tech is supposedly cutting edge, but he leaves giant glowing jewel compartments just lying around. The level itself is claustrophobic, vertical, and absolutely designed to test your patience. Doors, switches, traps. This is less archaeology, and more escape room. Rouge is basically committing corporate espionage, while Eggman funds half the world's military tech. Honestly, fair. Also, the hints get extra disrespectful here. Behind the steel door. Yes, thank you. I noticed the steel door. Now this is an upgrade which basically lets me dig, which is very useful. And yeah, since it's an older game, you know, you gotta get the upgrade each for Knuckles and for Rouge. If it's digging, then you gotta get one for Knuckles as well while you're playing as Knuckles. So they don't basically automatically go to the other character of the same gameplay style, like maybe in some newer video games would do or handle it, if you will. I really don't like the E102 Gamma robots in this level. They're placed in such bad spots which basically give that claustrophobic feeling to it. And I almost said the F word when I was saying cluster. So yeah, it's very claustrophobic, and I am just not a fan of where they're placed in this level at all. I managed to find this key because I was observant and I was like, yeah, it has to be here. And basically also that exclamation mark was kind of hinting that it's right there. So yeah, after my first playthrough, which was hideous of this level, way worse than this one, regardless of what the ranking will be in this level, in this playthrough or walkthrough or whatever. So yeah, thankfully now I know that the keys can be behind actual objects in this walkthrough or whatever. So I'm way more observant of that. Doing Rouge de Bat in terms of writing when I make Lego Sonic and Knuckles is probably the hardest character to do, because she's kind of oriented toward either being a spy or being a treasure hunter. So in that instance, I just kind of make her still want the Master Emerald or whatever. And I also make her kind of appear, not always, but also kind of yes. I mean, if she's like invited over to Tails' birthday, which she was, then she comes over to there. But yeah, you know, this level is pretty, well, I've said everything I can say, to be honest. Well, I guess if I had to nitpick it, I really don't like the fact that the torches give you damage when you touch them. They just kind of look like an aesthetic thing, but for some reason they actually do give you damage when you touch them. And as you saw, I died there, which, yeah, again, this is not like my proudest gaming moment when I'm playing this game again. But, you know, in my defense, I'm just not used to playing this game as often as maybe I should as a Sonic fan, but whatever. Now, what I really like about this level, I guess, is the fact that it's pretty straightforward, all things considered. Like, finding the keys aren't that hard on your second walkthrough. Like, on your first, it's gonna take a goddamn while to get to them, don't get me wrong. But after that, I think it's rather easy. I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that robot or whatever it's called spots you and then sends its lasers on you. I'm pretty sure you can't avoid laser at all. It's just inevitable that you take a hit, which is such a pain in the neck. So anyway, I'm gonna find the third key, which is moving around like one of the third Master Emeralds when I was playing as Knuckles from earlier, which is a pain. I think this is by far the worst instance of a moving collectible in the treasure hunting stage, because it's close to fire, or the fire torches, making it so that you can take a hit, which I will do plenty of times here, as you will notice. But you're gonna have to see me suffer, just like I suffered in a way, because yeah, I'm like I said, the parts of the game that I'm not a fan of, you kind of have to suffer with me when you see me play through them, because that's kind of the point of a Let's Play to begin with. I shouldn't have to edit out the struggles or whatever. I had quite the trouble picking this key, and well, I don't really know if I should blame myself for it. It's kind of just very tricky to get it, and I just don't know why they made it that way. Maybe they wanted to make it so that you took your time or whatever, but you know, you get ranked based on time in these levels, which I'm not a fan of. So I don't know, it's just real. Oh god, I hate it when it does that. So yeah, I took another hit from that robot or whatever that sends laser your way. Finally, I got the key, and that's the level. And if you check the ranking, I actually didn't do too bad. Apparently.
It's all too easy for me. It's a space transporter. The destination has been set to Ark? Wasn't that space colony shut down over 50 years ago? What's he doing up there anyway? Doesn't matter. It's my mission to find out what he's up to.
So this is the space colony Ark. I have to locate the central control room that Shadow mentioned before he left.
Okay, tone shift. Big one. Lost Colony is where Sonic Adventure 2 stops pretending it's just a fun platformer and starts unloading trauma. Lore-wise, this is Shadow's origin story, the Ark, Project Shadow, Gerald Robotnik. This is where the game quietly whispers, "Hey, remember when the government did a war crime?" Even playing as Eggman, the atmosphere hits, the silence, the artificial gravity, the abandoned corridors. It's unsettling in a way Sonic games usually aren't. Gameplay is slower, more deliberate, which actually works here. It forces you to sit with the environment. Eggman's commentary doesn't even feel jokey here. It's like he knows he's walking through family history that went very, very wrong. This is one of the most important levels in the entire game. No sarcasm, just respect. I actually didn't know what I was supposed to do here. I thought I missed something. Then when the boosters took me, back to where I was like, okay, there's gotta be a way to go through all this. I just haven't figured it out. So I was confused. I thought, oh, I should need to shoot these targets to maybe activate a switch or something. But that wasn't actually what I was supposed to do either. So for a while I was kind of stuck and confused and just wandering about, and yeah, just really confused in general. But yeah, anyway, when I played as Knuckles and I found that third Master Emerald, which was moving around, I was face palming so hard. You should have seen it. I wish I video recorded that. But yeah, that was, I just face palmed so bad because I was like, it was there all this time and it was moving around. And that's why I wasted so much time. Like, holy crap, that was that was such a painful experience. But anyway, let's talk about this level now because, yeah. I took a direct hit there, which I think wasn't fair. Like, I had no amount, like I didn't have enough time to react to it. It just kind of hit me for no reason whatsoever. This is just like, when people say this is the best Sonic game, I'm just going, why? Because this game has, like, I don't know, some of the enemy placements are just so, like, you could say that because this game is hard, it's like, compared to some of the newer Sonic games, which kind of tones it down, it makes it some of the best at the very least. But there's fair challenge and then there's unfair challenge, and I think this game sometimes does unfair challenge. Now, well, maybe I shouldn't spoil it in case you forgot or whatever, but the level after this one is another Eggman level, because yes, that's the order I am going with this game. And I also think, like, in terms of if you played Team Dark, like, casually, that's actually what happens. So this isn't like me clipping the order of whatever level is coming after this. I think I'm actually like playing as the order is in the game as well at this point in the game. I mean, credit is due where credit is due. I mean, the fact that the levels are kind of all over the place, at least if you were to take them in the literal sense that they should be taken into the chronological order in which they happened, then this has more layers than something like Sonic Forces by far, because it also has cutscenes explaining or elaborating when things take place and so on. So yeah, you know, in terms of like depth or layers in story, I think presentation-wise, like in terms of presentation, like the story is simple and straightforward like I explained earlier, but in terms of like presentation, I think Sonic Adventure 2 does a fabulous job. I am really not a fan of this set piece or whatever you call it. It just drags on for too long and it's so dull and boring. I mean, it's basically just for you to get high score or maybe a higher rate score by rank by the end of the level, but I just really hate this point or part of the level. It's not very dynamic camera wise, even for what they were going for, and it's just not very interesting. And yeah, maybe you could argue that this is one of the low points in the Sonic Adventure 2 games as well, when the next stages kind of just do this thing where you basically can shoot, but you don't have to because you don't take damage or hits. And it's pretty automated or whatever, or however you want to put it. I actually like the puzzle here, and I think it has a purpose. It adds variety for sure. Yeah, it basically broke those cages, didn't it? Even though you couldn't see that happening because the door was shut. I really don't like the fact that that robot, as you just saw that I took a hit from, takes as many hits as it does. Yeah, but anyway, that was the level.
That was too close.
I've been waiting for you, Doctor. Now, I will show the glorious achievement of what the world's leading scientist, Professor Gerald, has created. The Ark was the first space colony created by mankind. Not many people know that the Ark contained a top-secret research facility where weapons of mass destruction were being created. This is one of them, a weapon capable of destroying an entire planet, codenamed the Eclipse Cannon.
Destroying an entire planet? Was this my grandfather's legacy?
But it's been deactivated for some time now. To reactivate it, large amounts of energy are necessary.
Oh, so that's why we needed the Chaos Emerald.
Exactly. To reactivate the machine, we need the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once you have that, then you have the ultimate power of destruction to use as you please. And then, the world could be yours.
Sounds like a plan. I like the way you think, Shadow. I will get the Chaos Emeralds, use the machine to dominate the world and build a legacy
Do you really
of my
think
own.
it will be that easy? I've got a great idea. How about making a deal?
A deal?
When you grabbed that huge emerald, you said something about a reaction. A reaction that it may have with the Master Emerald. Now, if you could just let me borrow that radar, I may be able to help you. What do you think?
If I do, what's in it for me?
I have an idea where the other Chaos Emeralds may be. I may not look like it, but do you know that I am a treasure hunter that specializes in all kinds of jewels?
Very well.
Okay then, it's a deal. I don't think we've been introduced. I'm Rouge the Bat, but you can call me Rouge.
Having to come back isn't my idea of a vacation. How can you be sure your intelligence reports are correct? Why would the Chaos Emeralds be here on the island? Are you absolutely sure?
Well, believe what you want to believe.
Very well, very well. Let's discuss how we are going to do this. I will go in first and distract the military troops, allowing you to sneak in the base without being detected. Then, Shadow will enter the armory, where he will set the timer on these dynamite packs. Once that is in place, we will blow up the whole island and get away before anyone has a chance to know what hit them. Meanwhile, you'll have to sneak into the cargo area and grab the Chaos Emerald. That's a challenge for such a worthy treasure hunter as yourself, isn't it, Duck Girl? We only have 30 minutes to pull this mission off, and we only get one try, so don't fail me.
And now we go from emotional devastation to a flying battleship. Weapons bed is peak Eggman logic. What if I built a warship so big it needs more warships attached to it? Lore-wise, this is Gun versus Eggman in full escalation mode. No subtlety, no restraint, just missiles, cannons, and questionable safety regulations. Gameplay-wise, this level rewards confidence. Chain your lock-ons, keep moving, and don't think too hard about how Eggman is piloting all of this alone. Also, imagine being a gun soldier and seeing this thing approach. At that point, you just clock out. I think this level has some really nice platforming to it that is actually competently made. I mean, in that sense, Eggman's levels compared to Tails' levels are made with, like, they're probably they're the best or the better levels of the two. If you had to choose from those two, because Tails was an afterthought. You know, he wasn't supposed to be playable in the game, and so his levels are an afterthought as well as a result of that. Again, how people think this is the best Sonic game is beyond me. When we have things like Sonic Generations or even Sonic Unleashed, I would take over this. But I suppose I have to play that game for myself to make that call. Yeah, I guess I've said everything I can say about this level. Let's see. I mean, yeah, you're shooting down gun robots while they're most vulnerable, and you're basically yeah, I don't know, there isn't really much for me to say, I guess. I hope the level is over soon so the commentary doesn't drag more than it should, but you know, this game does have pretty, not on like lengthy like Sonic Heroes, but still decent like lengths for the levels themselves. I think actually Sonic Adventure 2 probably has the best length for the levels out of any Sonic game, so I can kind of see why some people would say this is the best Sonic game in that sense, but you know, Sonic Generations did a pretty good job with the length of the levels as well. I mean, even the final level of Planet Whizbang 2 for Modern Sonic, I think was good in terms of length for a final level, so you know, it's not that, you know, or you know, I guess the presentation is what really draws people to say that this is the best Sonic game. The way the things are presented, compared to something like Sonic Forces, or if you want to compare a good game, or this to a good game, I suppose, like Sonic Generations story didn't really bring much to the table, did it? Even if you could argue it's a better game than this, but like the story wasn't as appealing or didn't have as much from its presentation. But I kind of like what they did with Sonic X Shadow Generations, where they changed up the dialogue, they gave more lore and such, and the level is over.
That was too close. Okay, everyone ready? Shadow, Rouge, on with the show!
Oh, Sonic! I thought I'd never see you again! I'm so glad you made it! You're not Sonic! Who are you?
I'm the one who should be asking that.
Dr. Eggman! Ah!
Amy, your timing is impeccable. Leave it to me! I'll take care of her. You two, go! Give up, Amy!
Boy, am I glad to see you! Stand back, Amy! Eggman, you won't get away with this!
Eggman vs. Tails is less evil mastermind and more angry professor refusing to accept defeat. Lore-wise, Eggman cannot lose this. Tails represents everything Eggman hates: raw talent, innovation without ego, and the fact that Sonic inspires people. Gameplay-wise, Eggman hits harder, but he's slower, and that perfectly mirrors the story. Experience versus adaptability, also the idea that Eggman just rematches immediately instead of reevaluating his life choices is extremely on brand.
Which isn't like Sonic. I couldn't believe it was true, so I hopped in my new tornado and headed straight for Prison Island. And guess who I ran into? Eggman. He's up to his evil ways again, chasing Amy. That can't be good. Okay, time to break out the new tornado and save Amy. Tornado transformation!
And now, Tails vs. Eggman. Student versus mentor. Child genius versus unhinged adult with infinite funding. Lore-wise, this fight matters. Tails isn't just Sonic's sidekick anymore. He's standing up to Eggman alone. No Sonic, no backup, just brains and bravado. Gameplay-wise, this is a battle of positioning and patience. Tails' mech is lighter, faster, but way less forgiving. Eggman, meanwhile, is throwing everything he's got because losing to a child would be devastating to his ego. This is one of Tails' best moments in the series. No jokes, just growth.
You did it! But what are you doing here on this island?
I'm the one who should be asking that question. Don't you know it's dangerous here?
I know, but I'm here to save my hero, Sonic.
Again?
Hurry! I know Eggman's up to no good again.
Okay, you stay here and I'll be right back.
Don't leave without me! I want to help Sonic too!
And we end with Prison Lane. This is where the stakes are clear. Sonic's been arrested, the government's involved, and Tails is officially in I guess I'm doing this now mode. Lore-wise, this is huge. Tails isn't reacting anymore, he's acting. He breaks into a military prison with zero hesitation. Gameplay-wise, Prison Lane is tight, aggressive, and honestly, kind of stressful. Enemies everywhere, narrow paths, and no room for mistakes. This level cements Tails as more than just support. He's a hero, nervous, unsure, but absolutely capable. And honestly, for a fox piloting a mech, he's doing pretty great. I don't think this level ever feels too long in any playthrough, so long as you know what you're doing. Which I guess is what you could say about most of this game. Technically, the length of the treasure hunting stages isn't that bad, as it's shown in my walkthrough of this, whatever you want to call it, or let's play. So long as you know what you're doing. I mean, if you look at Clement, he basically beats those levels in like 50 seconds or something. And he's basically on a S-rank streak, where he basically S-ranks every level, at least in the first portion of the game or whatever. Maybe I'm underestimating him, and maybe he does that throughout with no trouble in his first try. I don't know, I mean, he's obsessed with this game, so I'm guessing it makes sense that he would perfect it so easily on his first try. Now the camera here is more dynamic, even though I'm assuming you can't take hits from the robots. So yeah, again, I still prefer this over that Eggman set piece where it was just taking way too long. Far too long. That was just hideous. I have no clue what the developers were thinking when they made that decision to have that section in the game. I like the fact that LEGO did a cyclone in one of their sets, so that's a really good decision, because yeah, they also give Tails like a new expression, like he's angry. That was a good decision indeed. I hope they do an angry expression of Amy, because that would be pretty crazy to see, or maybe of Rouge the Bat at the very least. I mean, they did of Shadow, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and I guess that's about it, unless I'm forgetting something. But, you know, so far from the LEGO sets that has come as of recording this, that is. And again, there's only like one new minifigure per year, so there isn't much to go off of while I'm ranting like this. Now, if the kids back in the day had this game on high volume, and especially while they were playing through these levels, that must have annoyed the parents like crazy, because all that beep 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 beep, you know, sound effects kinda just really has to have had to annoy the parents in the early 2000s. The Sonic game that came the year I was born was Sonic Shuffle, which came before Sonic Adventure 2, because I think Sonic Adventure 2 came out in 2001. And Sonic Shuffle came out in 2000, so that's pretty crazy. Anyway, that was the level. So yeah.
I did it! That was easy.
Huh? Amy?
Keep your voice down. Have no fear. Amy Rose is here.
How'd you get here?
Well, if you gotta know, I caught a ride with Tails. Are you sure you don't need my help? It looks like you could use it.
The reason I'm in here is because of that fake hedgehog.
You mean that black hedgehog?
Did you see it? Where is it now?
If I tell ya, will you marry me?
No way!
I thought I had you this time. That black hedgehog came here with Dr. Eggman.
So, Eggman's behind this, huh?
What's all that writing on the wall anyway? Did you write that? Wait for me, Sonic! He's such a brat sometimes.
That's it for this chunk of Sonic Adventure 2, Ancient Ruins, Government Conspiracies, Emotional Backstories, and at least 3 separate OSHA violations. If you're enjoying the run, hit the like button, subscribe for more retro deep dives, and I'll catch you next time. This has been Davu Retro Gaming. Later.